All right, let's take a look at a sweep and arm lock combination from the closed guard. So we're going to start this attack with the basic double ankle grab sweep. A couple things worth mentioning. When you sweep your opponent, you are going to end up oftentimes you sweep. Some people will use the momentum of the sweep. They'll get to the mount fairly effectively, but oftentimes you're going to see students struggle to go from the bottom to the top here because your feet are in your way. If I want to come to the top, my feet are blocking me. So instead of going straight forward, we're going to choose a direction. I can go left, I can go right, but I start on my elbow. Then I pop up to my hand. And my objective is to make my knee connect to his armpit. So we do that with the help of our hands. We're starting to move into the mount without having our feet block us. So let's take another look. When your opponent stands up, we grab the ankles, we open the guard, and we thrust our hips forward. Get to the elbow, get to the hand, and get to the top. When they stand and we execute the sweep, sometimes you'll have a training partner or opponent holding on to your lapels, your jacket, and you find it difficult to sweep them now. As you go to sweep, they're kind of finding some balance, some support with these collars. So instead of going straight backward, we're going to focus our heels towards the ground. I'm curling my heels down to the ground, and that helps us navigate past, this base that he's establishing by grabbing your collars. Now, most people are not going to just lay down and accept the sweep. They're going to resist, they're going to challenge you, and that oftentimes will look like this. Now when I sweep Ebro, he's going to manage to get back to my guard. So I'm trying to come to the top and I can't. He pushes. And now we haven't really accomplished much. You're still on the bottom, he's still on the top. Let's take a closer look at this transition. Again, when your training partner stands up and we now open the guard, pinch our knees, heels curled down. We've got down on the ground. He's pushing. This gives us a great opportunity to attack the arm. So as he goes, we can use this to help get an armbar finish with our opponent flat on the ground. Let's take another look at that. This is also an opportunity for the training partner on top to get repetition in standing up. So every time we restart, training partner has an opportunity to practice how do you stand in someone's guard. When they stand, we grab the heels, pinch the knees, curl down. We'll try to come to the top, but this is something we are expecting. We know this is very common, therefore we're prepared to take advantage of this opportunity by hugging the wrist and closing the gap. Right now my hips are on the floor. I cannot armbar him like this. If I try to just throw my leg over his head, it's going to be very loose. It's going to pull the arm out. So instead we have to hug the wrist, use our hand to help us raise our hips. When you raise your hips, you take away the gap between your hips and his armpit. At the peak of this raising of the hips, now I'm going to rotate my hips. I bring my shin in front of his head and I fall here. oftentimes that rolling is going to create momentum and your opponent will willingly just roll to their back. We have to make sure our feet are heavy, can bend the knees, pinch the legs, and now we have to find the counter pressure on the elbow. We're going to go low on the hip here. So let's take a look at a couple more details you may find value in. We initiate the sweep, trying to come to the top. Keep in mind, this is going to require a quality training partner. Every now and then you're going to be paired up with someone who they're putting the arm up just for the sake of putting the arm up. Teacher said put the arm up. But they're not really trying to get on the top. They're just like laying flat with an arm up. So if he's not actually trying to push me properly, we're just going to navigate around this. We're still looking for the mount. It's only when you're being pushed back. You notice how Ibro is now pushing me, and now he's eventually trying to get to the top. So you'll see how he gets to his knees. So he's pushing me, and he's trying to get back to the top. So your training partner has to go through that motion, or else it's going to be difficult to practice this. Let me have you here, Ibro. And again, when we're drilling this, you're going to have an opportunity to get some quality reps in standing up. How do you stand up when you're in someone's closed guard? There's a variety of ways to do it. This is going to give us an opportunity to get some reps in. It's also important to note, when someone is in your guard and they're postured how I am, I'm on my knees, I can get arm locked here. Ibro should be looking at that as an option. If I can manage to stand up to vertical posture, an arm lock is not a concern of mine now. But the moment my hips touch the floor, it becomes a concern again. So as a guard player, someone who's learning to fight off their back, that's an important reference. When someone is on the ground, in your guard, hanging around this range, an arm bar is very likely. But if I can manage to get to a stand-up posture, here there's still a risk for an arm bar. Even though I'm standing, my arms are leaning in here, I can still get caught in an arm lock. If I'm standing, you should not be looking for an arm lock. It's not available anymore. Again, it becomes available the moment my hips touch the floor. So let's take a look at that now. Ibro's going to block my feet. I go down. I don't want to go down. I want to push and get back on the guard. Ibro hugs my wrist, raises his rib. And it's important to note, I can get finished here. You can finish the arm lock here. So your training partners should explore that. I tap. But oftentimes, when someone's looking for a way to survive, this becomes like the path of least resistance. They're trying to like escape, and they end up rolling. Ibro makes an adjustment. And this is a very strong, a basic combination that has a tremendous value. So again, when someone's on the ground, in your guard, arm lock is possible. If they stand up to vertical posture, it's not. But it becomes possible when their hips hit the floor. So we'll initiate the sweep, looking to get on top. Their hips are on the floor, keep an eye out for the arm lock if they try to fight back for the top position.